Cannabis family. Today's broadcast is brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z. Also brought to you by my son T's, the T of T, divinely prepared. Having musical stylings by PH Bay Music. Also brought to you by MorrisHaberdasher.com for your everyday items and all of your religious regalia. And last but not least, all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today. And without further ado, we introduce to you Sheik Kareem. Good new baby.
Peace, family. How y'all doing today, Noble?
Peace. Excellent. Good.
Man, we had an amazing workout, man. Want to send love to everybody that's out and about. That's Noble Malik out here in the background.
Definitely. You know.
You know it. Peace to my brother. Peace to Noble Brian. Peace to Noble Malik. Peace to all our muftis that's busy working or doing whatever they got to do to be productive. But I want to say much gratitude to my Noble Malik. We had an amazing workout this morning, as we do every weekend. But with that being said, brothers and sisters, we're going to get right to it today, man. Noble Brian, can you give our little introduction how the BBT believe? And we're going to get into this teaching.
Islam, but before we do that, I'll start off with our Moorish American prayer.
Absolutely.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation, by night and by day. Who was Holy Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Ash'ai, Hotel, Islam, Amen, and peace. Now for a scientific introduction to the divine pattern of the Mosaic Tabernacle. So, scientific study will illuminate the student that Yahweh, our Elohim, God, the creator of the stellar and ecclesiastical universe, has stipulated in all Bibles, regardless of the translation, a pattern that he, Yahweh Elohim, gave Moses in Mount Sinai in the year 1490 BBY, erroneously referred to as BC. It is by a profound knowledge of the construction and operation of this divine pattern of the Mosaic Tabernacle in relationship to every created object in the universe, whether visible or invisible, that will reveal the answer to every question concerning Yahweh Elohim and Yahshua the Messiah, as he really is, and his eternal purpose and plan. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is not a church, but a school of research founded with the idea in mind to delve into every branch of science according to the pattern of the tabernacle, man made in the image of God, which is Allah, also an acronym in more science meaning arm, leg, arm, head, to find the answer to every question that has plagued the student from the foundation of the world, thus proving the unerring accuracy and infallibility of the Bible. In research and study, we always use the true Hebrew names of the unity, of the spirit, of the so-called Godhead. Instead of the title God as the Father's name, we are using the correct Hebrew name, Yahweh. Instead of Jesus Christ as the Word or Son's name, we are using Elohim, which is the correct Hebrew title of the Father, Yahweh, in super-incorporeal form. For the Holy Spirit, which is Yahweh Elohim manifested in a physical body, we are using the correct Hebrew name, Yahshua, Messiah. These holy names may seem to be a private interpretation which we, Burning Bush Tabernacle, have invented, but through research and study with a good encyclopedia or dictionary, anyone can discover for themselves of this great error. There was no letter J in any language until the Middle Ages, neither was there ever a letter equivalent to the J in the Hebrew language. Therefore, such names as Jesus or Jehovah are possible renderings of the true name of the Father and the Son. Here at the BBT, our aims are as follows. 1. To illuminate the student to find and know Yahweh, our Elohim, as he really is and exists. 2. To form a nucleus of universal brotherhood of humanity in Yahshua the Messiah, the without distinction of race or nationality, creed, sex, caste, or color. 3. To investigate the unexplained spirit law, or the so-called law of nature and the powers latent in man. 4. To encourage and promote the study of the scriptures, comparative religions, psychology, philosophy, and modern practical and occult sciences. 5. To remove spookism, superstition, skepticism, and ignorance. 6. To learn, to know, and to understand the operation of Yahweh's eternal purpose through the dispensations and ages. 7. To discern and avoid being deceived by Lucifer, the serpent, the devil, the dragon, or Satan and his demons, operating the mystery of iniquity on earth through the dispensations of time. 8. To earnestly contend for the common salvation and faith which was once delivered to the sons or the children of Yahweh. 9. To make known that Yahweh, from the beginning, ordained there is no other name given among men whereby man can be saved, saving the name of Yahshua, the Messiah. And last but not least, 10. To inherit eternal life now in the kingdom of Yahshua, the Messiah, with the hope of immortal glorification in the new earth state. And with that, I say Islam, amen, and peace, 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 peace.
Much gratitude, my brother, for always breaking out our introduction down eloquently, man. That's how we do at the BBT. We're a group of brothers, and we operate on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We're not out here to be no criminals. We're not out here acting niggardly. We don't have no time for debating anyone of their dogmatic perspective. We let that negative energy stay where it is. But I just like to share a little of that wisdom before we get into the teachings, because I always like to give encouragement. And let's see, what's that scripture I was studying last night? I think it was, let me see. Let's see if I can come up with my head. I think it was John 4 and 44, I think, let's see. Yeah, for Jesus, Yahshua has testified that a prophet has no honor in his hometown. The verse is often placed in parentheses in English, meaning that a prophet, you have no honor in your hometown. A prophet has no honor in his own town. And I understand that so much, how I was able to leave my own city of Flint, Michigan, and come to Arizona and be exactly who I am. That's why we're making a full circle. And another piece of wisdom I want to give brothers, we got to stop putting our faith in men. We got to stop putting our faith in women. We have to stop putting our faith in other individuals, because the Holy Spirit does all the teaching. We be worried about, Noble Malik and Noble Moso and Brian, we be worried about other individuals, why they not doing this and why they not doing that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Look at the people that do support us. Look at the people that's there helping us and building us. Our people have been so miseducated, Noble Malik, especially our family, that we shouldn't even be focused on that. Just like how we talk about the misnomer black thing. Look at our family, how messed up they are when you bring wisdom to them. But look at the people and look at the impact that we're dealing with. And that's why I tell everybody in business, you have to have a target market. And your target market always is not your family, because we lost due to a lack of knowledge, because we refuse to learn. And so I want us to be encouraged as we continue to move on. Don't put your faith in man. Don't worry about what's going on. This is all God's, Allah's mission. And we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to build, because that's just the way it is. Isn't it ironic when we were in our lower selves, how women and how men gravitate to us? And when we're in our lower self, how certain people, they love you, your woman love you, or this person love you, when you hanging out, when you going to the club, when you wasting so much. But soon as you wake up and understand why everything changed. You see?
And many are called, few are chosen.
Absolutely. And that's why I say the level that we are on now, your mission is before anything. A person will get mad at you because of your mission. A person will get mad at you when you're doing what you're supposed to do. When you are studying, when you working out, like how Noble Malik is dedicated. A person would be mad. You gonna work out today? Yeah, we gonna work out. You gonna study today? Yeah, we gonna study. Yeah, my life is systematically. My life is not all over the place no more. Are you gonna save? Yeah. Do you care about going to all these places? No. I don't mind entertainment, but that's not what rocks my boat anymore. We on a whole nother level. So I just want to share that with my brothers and sisters. Be encouraged while you're on your mission. Be okay with being meek. Be okay with being peculiar, per se. So I want to give a little adapt wisdom. We're going to jump right into the teachings because we're going to have a great teaching today. So I want to talk about defending the faith. A great deal of thought, preparation, and labor goes into every act of establishing a movement, a spiritual, religious, fraternal, or civic organization. In the preliminary stages of any work, trial and error are a natural part of perfecting a work and tailoring it to fit the prevailing circumstances. It's just like when you start anything, you cast your net out and people are called, but only a few are chosen. People will start off with you, but then they fall off. That's how it's supposed to go, because everybody not built for what we doing. That's how you weed out the few. There is a means whereby religion becomes more about man than about God, where behind a veneer of piety or holy zeal, people work to further their own social, political, or other agendas, usually confined to a select group, rather than any genuine concern for every member of the human family. All true and divine religions teach the omnipotent, the omnipresence, the one, the true God and the Father of all. But all people do not see or approach him alike. Men name the part of Allah that they can see, and this to them is all of Allah. Neither are they capable of appreciating or considering the views and concepts of others. Every divinely established religion has an esoteric core, empowering and perpetuating and putting out in there. How we try to talk about the inner order of any organization when I talk about the esoteric meanings. Likewise, the more speculative areas of inquiry, the development and the use of human perception, reasoning, and logical and intuitive powers. That's why I tell people, stop putting your faith in man. Stop letting people work you to the bone. This is the problem that we have. We be wanting accolades from men and from women. Why? Your mission is way more important than an individual. Your health is way more important than what somebody got going on. You know?
The world.
Come on, Noble Malik. The great mysteries of the ancients, the divine sciences of all sacred traditions have ever been protected, concealed within concentric rings of rituals and symbols, myths, and clouds, even as there now stand the silent sentinel of the desert, with their origins unexplained, built centuries, if not millennia, before Egypt itself was an organized country. In the great temples of the Nile, the Kemetic hierophants, the high priests, and grand initiators, we all admonish every initiate to protect with our life, which was committed to us to trust, as there were students from many parts of the world at that time, to always assume the appearance, if not the religion, among the people of their native land. But according to science, there are always some who do not want the light. They prefer the darkness because they are slaves to sin and enjoy their evil deeds. All indications are that the more things change, the more they remain the same. Y'all ever heard that song? It's a song.
Yep.
Yeah, Malik. Men of today are still racing into this life without complete, if any, knowledge of where they are going or what the end will be, when the riches seem to be their only pursuit. That's what you see on the internet today. Oh, I'm gonna show you how to make this. I'm gonna show you how to make this. And you lose everything. That's the problem with these Negroes. I don't focus on no money. I focus on everything else. Why? Because money come to you easily. I told Morris, if man make money and the creator make man, all you got to do is deal with the source. But see, we focus so much on some paper to where you miss everything else. You don't even have the energy. You don't even have the brain power. You don't even know how to collaborate with other people that's doing what you're doing and better, because you worried about some money and how you operate in your lower self. You will never get there, especially when you're doing it by yourself. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I don't care how much money you have. You're gonna throw it at something. You're gonna fail every time because you don't have the aptitude. You don't have the aptitude. You're not willing to learn. You're not willing to educate yourself. That's the problem with most of us. When all this social media came out, oh, pay for your leisure. I can sit at home. Oh, I can invest in this Ponzi and pyramid scheme. When I be telling people, anybody on the internet that inbox you talk about some Forex and some Bitcoin, it's a scam. I've been telling people this for years and years. And when they lose all their money, they come to me crawling on their knuckles, talking about, well, I don't have no money to invest. You shouldn't have been a fool. I've been trying to educate you. That's what you get. It's just like in the city of Dalton in Chicago. No disrespect, when they got that lady, Tiffany Hayner, and I don't know if y'all been watching it, but watch it. How she just robbed the city blind, Malik. They $9 million in the hole. $9 million in the hole because you got a woman in position. I don't care if it was a man with no experience, no education, somebody that ran a damn burger joint. Do you hear me? With no experience, no background or nothing. And then pull it up, the city of Dalton in Illinois, and how Tiffany Hanner just done ran the city to the ground. Ran the city to the ground. Then people talk about they won't help. That's what Negroes get with that DEI stuff. Oh, I want to put a black person in the position, or I want the first woman in position. I don't care about you, black or no woman. I want the right person in position. That's what happens when what we do, when we play colorism and favoritism. That's our problem when we're not educated, because they voted the lady in. I don't care if she won by a small margin, Noble Malik, because you only got to win a basketball game by one shot, don't you, Malik?
Yeah.
One shot.
You talking about Lori Lightfoot?
Well, Lori Lightfoot
or Tiffany?
Tiffany Hayner. Lori Lightfoot came and showed them that she wasted all the money. Tiffany Hayner wouldn't show the money she's spending, tried to lock all the city councilmen out. Lori Lightfoot had to come and do an audit. But see, when I tell y'all about law and policy, which most black people don't know, you got to have something in there to call this person out when they messing up the city, and they don't have that in their bylaws. Because see, I know laws, I know policy, I'm educated in this. I can go right back to the city of Flint and do a whole audit and watch everybody jaw drop off their face, because all you do is follow the money. I've been doing this for years. That's why I don't get personal. That's why when all them politicians come to me, they be like, well, brother, can I talk to you to the side? No, I know you a jackleg, and I know you think the city is stupid while y'all mismanaging the money. Research the city of Dalton and how that lady bankrupted them. Malik, she spent $40,000 on Amazon out of the people's money in one day. Watch it. $40,000 on Amazon, the city's money. They broke. They can't even pay their bills. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep, I looked it up. It's right here.
That's what we get. Research that. Research the city of Dalton, how Tiffany Hayner bankrupted the whole thing. And they just did an audit the other day. And look at how she just blew the money. We're going to have a conversation. You're going to be like, shit, this crazy. And I do the same thing in the city of Flint. It's the same thing happening in the city of Flint. It's the same thing happening with all these certain areas with these goofy, retarded, misnomer black people in position. Because we want a black person to lead us. That's sad as hell. That ain't even qualified.
Worst mayor.
You say what?
Worst mayor.
Yeah.
It's just the worst mayor.
Yeah.
In America.
Wait till you see.
To America's worst mayor.
Wait till you see how she mismanaged the money. It's a joke. It's niggerly. And that's all Negroes do is argue. So let's finish and we go this little piece of that wisdom. But I said men of today are still racing into this life without complete, if any, knowledge of where they are going or what the end would be. When riches seem to be their only pursuit, to be obtained anyway and at any cost. When selfishness, avarice, greed, and lust dominate their very being. When humanity is left at the mercy of those who have no mercy in them. The consuming desire for wealth, riches, fame, notoriety, pleasures of this world rule the hearts and minds of many of that they lack direction. They lack discretion. They remain hazardous, formidable rocks, on the jagged edges of which countless lies are wrecked. Selfishness and avarice, hatred and greed, the ignoble crew that steers even the captain's best ships far off their courses. That's like you get people that was with us and then they mad because we correct them and they try to bring drama. And I don't gotta say their names. They just make a whole bunch of goofy stuff up because they ain't know it. They ain't right. But you can go right where we found you. In the philosophy of the Niskases, the Superman idea is the superior man, the supposed goal of an evolutionary struggle. It has in Western application been a misstating, twisting of original Asiatic concepts of spirituality to support impossible scenarios and create favorable atmospheres. You say what, Malik?
You said Asiatic?
That's
it?
Yep.
Asiatic concepts?
Yes. And favorable atmospheres for their racist supremacy ideologies. You heard me, Malik. You heard me. We find, however, in the sacred universal doctrine, how man has fallen from his original state. On the higher planes of life, in the finer rates of etheric realms, here at the rate of atmosphere, man comprehends the hidden life by what is said and done, by trials, tests, manifold temptations, is reacclimated to the light and reoriented to his true center, his higher generative nature. And I'll give y'all the last piece of that wisdom. I'll talk about in the way of peace. In the way of peace, they have not known. Tranquility is a state that should be common to man. The absence of emotional turbulence, peaceful and serene. Even nature demonstrates harmony and equilibrium. The law of peace ensures the same to every free society, the reckless violation of which is the cause of all injury, strife, disharmony, and discord. When any segment of the population is denied access to the full enjoyment of all rights and privileges of a free national government by intention or omission, affecting the ability of any such group to effectively interact with the larger community, whereby any lawful citizens are omitted or disregarded, and the government becomes a participant in injuries to its own people. It then bears responsibility for correction at law and due restitution. Human equality in a free society must mean more than equal treatment. It must include equal assets, equal opportunity in preparation and qualification, to the extent that the majority are informed and insightful, to the degree that the general consciousness and concessions rest in and for support of actual justice. Even so, the peace, progress, and prosperity of that free society is assured. In far too many instances, modern religious groups and their adherents are directly responsible for the continuation and perpetuation of war, factionalism, genocide, and destruction, perfect personifications of man's inhumanity to man. All true and divine religions teach reverence for the one and only one, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, the ever-living. It is in our finite approach to the infinite, our own illusions, that we are misled, brothers and sisters. We welcome into our foes men and women of our group, of all sections, all trades, occupations, and professions, of sound mind and good character. We are friends and servants of humanity. We are dedicated to the purpose of elevating the moral, the social, and the economic status of our people. We have set about to do this through a wide and comprehensive program embodying the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. See, when a lot of people push government programs, Malik, I ain't with welfare because we so wasteful. We'll never be able to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, Noble Malik, if we on welfare, if we on Section 8.
They don't teach you discipline.
Thank you. Thank you. And then they talk about the government this. Dude, yes, if you on welfare, the government is your daddy. Why we dress up? Why we go to these restaurants and spend all our money? Why we go to places and spend our money and they don't even like us? But we won't build our own infrastructure. We'll never have nothing. Never, never, ever, ever. And our interrelations, our business, our cultural, and our ideological exchanges are also opportunities to develop mutual respect, appreciation, and to further our understanding of the human condition. Noble Malik, I've been telling somebody, once I get another PR person, we're supposed to be having these business conferences, pulling people together with all the expertise. You are health and wellness. We got Noble Brian that do music. We got book companies. We got myself that show you how to do trust funds, to show you how to be private, to do your work, to show you how to be an author. All this stuff to build ourselves up first and use our dollars, to show you how to use our tax dollars, to show you how we tax exempt from the federal government, religious, charitable, scientific, educational wise, charitable wise, while we just wasting our funds. The essence of more science can only be imparted to minds developed enough. See, we need developed minds, souls pure, skilled enough in the use of those intellectual tools to work out the clearest perceptible degrees, all the suitable implications, enigmas, and a philosophy and a philosophical thoughts. It's written that there is nothing new under the sun. We should know that. It's nothing new under the sun. The scriptures tell us that. So if nothing new under the sun, Noble Malik, Noble Brian, Noble Maso, Noble Dantes, peace, that means that we got to be resurrected. That means that we got to be restored. What? Back to our original state. Because my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. They think they can tell me something that's not even educated. That's the problem with us. While we go work all day and then don't put the same amount of time into your craft, into your business, into your body. We'll go work 8, 10, 12 hours and won't do nothing and brag, oh, I don't work 100 hours in a week. So you still don't have nothing. You still don't have nothing. Why? Because it's been proven. Archaeologists now reckon civilizations by the hundreds of thousands of years. History fades into the dark and obscure mist of time. And as far back as we look, we see the rise and fall of empires, the birth of nations, and unfortunately the destruction of populations, the extension of entire ethnic groups of people. It's being demonstrated repeatedly that only the strong survive and the weakest perish. That's why I talk about love divine, of the unbreakable bond that unites and uplifts men, brings atonement with the Father God, and blesses life with peace. We shall speak peace. We shall walk with peace. We shall yearn for peace. What love is it that which binds the hearts of men as brethren, unwilling to do unto any man what one would not desire to be done unto oneself? And shall any that comprehends it not live the life that truly demonstrates it? Wilt thou not understand that whatsoever your heart serves unto a fellow man, thy will likewise return to thyself? In the Bible it says, what you reap you will sow. From hence comes thine own sorrows, from the doings of others, or thy previous thoughts, works, and deeds. Will it dare be said, I have wronged no man? Then with thy fleeting, hiding passions and secret thoughts, thou shalt be commanded. It's far better to take intents of harm and learn to truly forgive than to harbor animosity and die from within. Wise indeed is he who knows the nature of his enemy, and a master of light that can conceal it. So I just want to stop right there, and we're going to jump into this teaching, man. I just have to give that little piece of adapt wisdom. So we're getting ready to jump into 7 seals. And that's why when I tell people, when they give donations, I give all this stuff. I give donations. We're going to go on the 7 seals, and then we're going to go on the Cannabis Christ Matrix. We're going to bust their head wide open. We're going to show them that they don't know what they talk about. And I ain't telling you just to go smoke no marijuana. So if that's what you think I'm promoting, you clearly a fool. You clearly a fool. Because when I break down Melanin, the chemical key to black greatness, that book that costs thousands of dollars that I have with y'all, it'll show you why a lot of people addicted to marijuana, because your melanin attached to it, and it breaks your body down in a certain manifestation when you abuse it, just like when you abuse anything. I'm talking about the spiritualness of things. I'm talking about the esotericness of things, and the analogy and the allegorical symbols of what I'm saying. I ain't talking about no Negro just smoking no weed. That ain't what I'm talking about. Just wasting their money. That ain't what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about power in things. Use the things for power. When you talk about the tree of life, of knowledge and good and evil, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna deal with a little introduction of the 7 seals, and then Noble Brian, as you go, I'll tell you what pages, because it's a couple pictures on the pages that I want the people to see. Are you with me, my brother?
Absolutely.
I don't know if Brian heard me, but if he don't show the pictures, I'll try to hold my pictures up. But y'all got the books. That's why I said the only way a person can learn when I ask for donations for you can be the part of my school. It's just like if I was a teacher and I'm teaching and I say this is gonna be on the test and you can use the book. We call open book, and you don't even have the book. But you, as soon as you leave class, Noble Malik, you're gonna go to the club and go buy a box of Black and Miles and go run right to the dispensary and then go to the mall because you're going out at night and then come back and fail a test because your goofy self don't want to donate to get the wisdom. Do you see how we are?
Yeah.
These is facts. These is facts. Oh man, can I get that for free? No, you ain't go to the store and get nothing for free. Nothing you get for free. When you want to eat all that nasty food, you went spent and gave a tip. Negroes will go to a restaurant and give a tip for poor service. But if I'm feeding you, I'm giving you everything you need, it ain't worth a tip. I ain't giving you good service. That's why I said my people are lost, man. And we messed up. We messed up. So I'm gonna give an introduction when I talk about the 7 virtues. And in life, when I talk about that 7 magical number. I'm just gonna deal with the intro. 7 virtues and 7 vices. 14 strings pulling the morality of our human ego. We are not empty, but filled with thoughts, currents, memories. And we are always subject to the outside manifestations of what resides inside of us. We may develop the great power, but we can achieve our goals only by becoming responsible of the inner powers. The master, our animal reactions, and to develop virtuous behaviors. This is the only way to attain full realization of our potential and ultimately find peace. The 7 seals is a metaphor of the occult tools we can aspire to develop as a human, but also as a spiritual being. By observing nature, specifically the human nature, we have become masters at understanding how we work inside our minds. But also have we become adepts at hiding ourselves from the truth. Above power, there is truth. See, people want power, but above power is truth. I don't care about your power. I'll break your power down with truth to show you that you don't have no power. Engulfed in this truth, we cease to be simple human animals. We become filled with the essence that composes the whole of this universe. And we finally understand everything. And many paths are pointing to the heavens, but all of them are challenging, either at the mental or the emotional level. Some even at the physical level, brothers and sisters. So in this science, I'm going to guide you through a new occult experience. The material is presented in a specific order that should awake you to new spiritual concepts. And once you have gone through the entire wisdom, that's why I said you got to have the manuals. That's why I say be damned, my people that won't do whatever it takes to receive this wisdom. Be damned. I'm not trying to teach you me. I'm trying to teach you to be better than me. I'm trying to give you the skills to master yourself. I'm giving you the skills. I'm a mapper and a guy in the flesh. I'm a sensei. I'm a shaman. I'm a medicine man. I'm giving you the keys. If it was secret, I wouldn't be sharing it with you. And then I walk through it with you as a master teacher over and over and over and over and over till it become better in your hippocampus. Mm-hmm. It will still be useful as a reference on the occult correspondence. That's what I'm giving you. My first goal is to open a door for you to consider. That's the first thing. What? I got to open the door. That's why I tell you, you got to get rid of all the stuff you know when you're dealing with me, because you can't build on Rebel. Malik can't build a solid foundation on Rebel. It'll fall apart. It'll fall apart. He got to build his understanding and his truth on a solid foundation. That's why I tell brothers, you got to get a flush and fill and reboot your hard drive with me. What you say, Noble Malik?
I said that's right.
You will be encouraged to become your own master. I'm not your master. I'm just a map and a guide. You're your own master. That's why all my nobles are divine mufti ministers, able to defend the science, able to defend themselves. And if they don't know, they just not going to arbitrarily explain nothing. They have enough wisdom and understanding to say, hey, you know what? That's a little bit out of my realm. But give me a minute. I'm going to go back to my teacher and I'll let my teacher expound on that. That's what a true God man does. We don't arbitrarily explain nothing to try to make ourselves look like all powerful. Not to be influenced by outside sources or dogmas. That's what we're doing here. In this science, you're going to go through many different types of exercises and techniques. The rituals that I break down to expose the 7 seals is the most sacred approach. And I also provide an important ancient text of the Therigagra called the Arbital of Magic. I think I sent that to y'all a while ago, Malik. I sent that to y'all a while ago. Write it down and put it in the text string before I can send it to you. It's called Arbital of Magick. And I'm sure I sent that to y'all a while ago. Look in your files. And I'm going to break that down later to show you, connect all this ancient science. This was written in 1575, Malik. 1575.
Say it again.
It was
Say it again.
Arbital of Magic. Arbital of Magic. Arbital of Magic. Magick. And it was written around 1575. And y'all should have that already because I sent it to y'all. I just haven't went over to mind you. I just haven't went over it. It's confirmation of what we teaching. That's why I said when I go to all the old sages, my people lost due to a lack of knowledge. That's why we struggling in our everyday world. That's why we mad when we go to work, because you don't understand that you traded hours for dollars. You got to be important in life. You shouldn't want to be important on no stupid job that you paid hours, that you traded hours for dollars. You went, you sat down, you said you would take that much for your hours, take that money and go home. You should be important in life. You don't got to be important on no retired old, fired old job that you traded hours for dollars. Why do you want to be important? Why do you want to be important on the job? And you should be important with us, with what we doing in real life, to where you build yourself up. You doing more than going to work every single day. You doing more than that. You using your money to invest in what you doing. Look how many of us don't have the time. Look how many of us don't come together. We don't have the time. But I bet you Negroes ain't working 24 hours a day. I bet nobody on here working 24 hours a day. We don't have time. And that's what Allah do. He make you chase your tail. And at the end of the year, you have just the same as what you had in the beginning. What? Nothing. You just paid your bills. That's it. You don't put none of the work into your businesses. You ain't posting none of your companies. You ain't talking to people about what we doing or nothing. You ain't sharing wisdom. Y'all, my brothers and sisters got a full library. You can give away something to make $1. If you was on the block selling work, you would be selling 2-for-1s. You'll be doing everything to promote some illegal, Malik. You remember we was in our lower self? We'd do everything to promote some illegal. Man, I'm on the block all day. Let them know I got 2-for-1s. Come on, man. Real talk. And we got all this, wisdom. We got all this source of information. We got to find our target market. And a lot of our friends and family is not it. You got to stop looking at a color and look at the heart of man. Look at the heart of Allah. That's our mission. That's our mission, y'all. It will inspire us. That wisdom, it will inspire you in ways that the ancient magi's practiced this wonderful art of communion with the universal forces. I'm going to show you the art of elemental magic. I encourage you to develop harmonious relationships with the spiritual world that populates our beautiful nature. That's why man is struggling, because they're not doing the work. They just collecting things. And I forget the Chinese word that say you just collect books without reading them. Google it. Say, what's the Chinese word? I think it's Sudoku. Sudoku. Yeah, that's what a lot of these Negroes do, Malik. They collect stuff and they know damn well they don't have the aptitude or the time to read it. Oh, I got that. Well, if you got that, why are you struggling in your everyday life? Why? Why are you afraid to call it how it is? Why are you mad? Because people, how they feel about you? Because you ain't studying. You just collecting. You a collector. That's what these Negroes are. Sudoku. They collecting. They ain't doing no work. That's why when I come around, they be like, oh, he's arrogant. No, I'm not. I'm sure about myself. I'm erect. I stand tall. I'm confident. That's you that's shook up because you're not sure about your abilities. And when I come around, my vibration is too high. My vibration is too high for the mortal man. When I go around regular people that's hating and slanderous, they tuck their head in their chest. I know this for a fact. 7 virtues to develop, 7 sins to conquer, associated with the accessible practices and rituals that will produce tangible results as you progress on your own spiritual path. I encourage you to discover your own ways and to use your tools. In our Morse Quran, in chapter 5, it says, these are the tools in the toolbox. I encourage you to use your tools. Whatever the path you choose, the truth remains the same. And with faith, you might just become a master of the 7 seals. I'm telling you, the human experience is lived on many levels simultaneously. Only a brief description of the different planes of human existence. So when I break this stuff down, y'all, the 4 planes of human existence are as follows, because I'm jumping around. I'll tell you what page I want you to share when I get to the pictorial, Noble. Very few people feel the plane of willpower and bioelectricity. See, I operate like that every day. Malik just unlocked our Kundalini. How? From working out. They don't get it. See, a lot of people don't take the time to work out. And when they get old, their muscles atrophy. We work our mind, our body, our spirits, and we use our finances to donate to build our temple. Watch what's going to happen in a couple more years. It might be even faster than that because my will and Allah will is happening. What you say, Malik?
I said you don't use it, you lose it.
That's right. The 4 planes of human existence.
You don't use it, you lose it.
That's right, Malik. The 4 planes of human existence.
Mental, emotional, what is it?
Ethereal, and physical. Yes, sir. And now you got to note that there are other planes of existence at the spiritual level. But right now, the goal of our practice is to become a master of our human dimensions. How you going to master the higher self and you ain't mastered the lower self? I told you, 360 is just the sum of material wisdom. But 720 is the sum total of both material and spiritual wisdom. You got to master your lower and higher self. You don't cut a part of you off. That's asinine. Your pendulum swing, how your pendulum swing, Malik?
Same way to the left, same way to the right. Same degrees to the left, same degrees to the right.
You see? You see? You see? The mental plane is the plane where we think. Many people think, but very few are aware of the mental activity and its different processes. To become aware of your mental plane, you have to study yourself meticulously. Every day, over and over. Like the prophet said, when you think you know something, study. And then study some more. And then when you think you know something, study yourself some more. That's what I tell people. People don't even know themselves. Why they act a certain way. Why they not acting a certain way. Why your mate is this way. Why they need to get out of their lower self and jump in their higher self. Because we've been conditioned with this Americanized thing that we just wasteful. Here it is, a person might not even have no children, and it be a man and a woman. You want a big, stupid house. Don't nobody like you. Ain't nobody coming over your house. So all the money, all your dreams and aspirations, the business that you want to do is going to be tied up in a mortgage. And we'll let a woman or a man, I want a big house. Why? It's just me and you. Or I want a new car. You don't even go nowhere. You don't own nothing. Everything is a money pit. And don't sit up here and say you own your house, because if you don't pay your taxes, you're going to lose it for back taxes. You will never own no statue or no building. That's when I break down a load of your titles and a load of your deeds. That don't have nothing to do with your house. That have to do with the land that your house owns. If you don't know that, that's your problem. Because if you owned your house or whatever, then you should be able to pick it up and move it on your land. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Yeah, they made it like that on purpose.
Exactly. Exactly.
The only people that can do that with mobile homes.
Modular homes. And that's what and Malik, I'm glad you said that. And that's what I'm showing when I revitalized it, when I go back to the city, my blueprint. As I'm buying plight in my neighborhood. I damn near own a whole block on Mount Elliott Street. I don't even talk about it. I've been buying every time the city tear a raggedy house down, Malik, I buy the lot. Every time I go back home, I buy 2 or 3 lots. I damn near own all Mount Elliott Street. And when I get ready to go back home in a couple more days, I'm going right back down to land bank. I'm gonna buy the whole block, and it's gonna be private. And we're gonna put our modular homes on one side, and we're gonna put our businesses on the other side. And I don't get no support from my people, which is okay. I get support from God's people. I'm dealing with investors that like my vision. I don't even talk about it, but it's getting ready to happen, and it's gonna be a private community, just like the Jews, just like everybody else. Ain't nobody coming in our community. Or the Amish. That's right. My homeboy Khalid, when I was at GCU, he the one showed me the blueprint. We sat down when I was going to college. He's like, brother, go back and take over your city. He was like, your people stupid. And I hate to say it. He was like, buy everything for tennis shoe money. He was like, your religious organization, he like, a lot of the city gonna give you these properties when they tear the houses down. All you gotta do is make sure the grass cut. And in the winter, make sure the sidewalks is shoveled. So when the mailman walk down the street, he was like, and then he was like, I can show you, because they Amish. If you can Google Amish log cabins and Amish modular homes, once you got your subfloor, your base, your cement base, they'll come in a big truck and put your structure right on the slab. And if you don't have all the money to pay for it right then, it's dollar for dollar. And once you pay for it, Malik, it's yours. How I know it's yours? Because it ain't no mortgage. Duh, it's dollar for dollar, like you pay for anything else. And if anything happened, you know what you can do? You can pick your modular home up and take it on our 10 acres in the middle of Mojave, Arizona, if we want to. You understand what I'm saying, Malik?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you understand what I'm saying? We ain't caught up in no mortgage. We ain't got no property taxes. No, we don't. We own the land. We own the house outright. Once we pay the monthly bills, it's ours, interest free, no tax. We don't have no mortgage. That's how you revitalize your city. That's how you make people owners of things. Yes. It's a necessity to discover which mental patterns you perpetuate because of social conditioning. And most of us has been social conditioned. We Americanized. A person won't even be making 6 figures, but got 2 and 3 cars that they lease. They house, they upside down. They got more designer clothes than the designer that make the clothes. They got more Michael Jordan tennis shoes than Michael Jordan. Please. These, we are not aware of them. They prevent us from reaching the mental freedom. We must not get rid of our conditionings, but we must refine them so that it can serve our expansions rather than fix us into present behaviors without awareness. Oh yeah. In the emotional plane resides desire, fear, and anger. That's what happens. When these men get with us, then they get anger, then they get mad, then they get emotion. That's your lower self. The plane of attraction and repulsion. Although every plane has its polarity mechanisms, it is the plane where we define our preference most of the time out of reflexes coming from buried fear or anger. Even people who think they are confident will show subtle signs of darker emotions behind their choices and behaviors. All you got to do is look at a person's choice and behavior. Just like tomorrow in Sunday school, Malik, I think I'm going to jump into IDMR and I'm going to talk about the metaphysics of alcoholism. Yep. I'm gonna show you and everybody, a person that's a drunk and abuser, the first thing they do is get mad because they don't know the metaphysics of what we talk about. They don't know the science of it. They don't know why the alcohol is aged and it's no good until it gets in the body. And I'm talking about, you know, when a person's drunk. Why? Because they say they ain't drunk. They can smell it. It come out their pores. And it's the same way with a person in their lower self, Malik, when they operating on fear, hate, when they want to replace Malik instead of learn. That's the average NBC. It's easy to make a mask of confidence and trust, but beneath, we often fight between our desires and fears and our anger. Remember a couple weeks ago in Sunday school, I said our outward conversation don't match what's inside. You would go to a place and everybody say, oh, I love Malik, he's great this, yeah, man, I'm this, that, and the other. As soon as you leave, oh, I hate that Negro. Oh, he think he all that because he wearing them yum yum shirts.
Hey, that sounds like their problem, not mine.
Oh, he think he all that because he in shape. But you don't know the work that Malik done. You don't know all the pain that Malik went through to get where he at. And we still going. They think they can just put your shoes on and be you. Soon they put your shoes on, they get pricked by the foot. Your shoes way too big. But they want to be you instead of trying to take the attributes of you. They want to replace Malik. You can't replace Malik. You ain't even close. You ain't even close to the noble that my brother is. Not even close. Not even a tenth to go. Can't even compare. To be aware of the emotional plane, we must accept to feel pain inside. You got to feel this. You got to feel everything we're talking about. And from time to time. And the ethereal plane is the place of willpower, determination, activity, and energy. This plane is the container of bioelectricity, our life force. It is the level of the oriental chi. When I talk about the chi, this plane can be weak with laziness or strong with activity. Now we're talking about what we're doing. Let me say it again. This plane can be weak with laziness. Oh, I ain't got time. All this. But you got time to watch Love and Hip Hop. You got time to watch Power. You got time to watch the Olympics, and the Olympics ain't doing nothing for you. Negroes arguing why Jason Tatum ain't playing. So who gives a damn? Or strong with activity. We strong with activity. In order for the spiritual energies from the higher planes to get down to the physical plane, the ethereal energy body must be active. You must activate. One of the twin powers, activate. We are activating. And its channels must be kept clean. Do breathing exercise and physical exercise to keep your energy body healthy. To become aware of this body, you have to pay attention to the little feelings of the flowing energy inside your limbs. Many people could feel those energies flow, but are so mentally unavailable, Malik, to be aware of themselves that they can't even accept that such a thing is possible. But like Kevin Garnett said when he won the championship, anything is possible.
Yeah.
The plane and the physical plane is the finality of creation, and it's also the place where we naturally learn, since it's the plane where our senses are naturally active. In the physical world, everything takes place. This is the plane to be aware of, to pay attention to, because here are manifest all the signs, the lessons and dreams of your spirit. We will give more chance to our evolution by keeping a good physical health. A good physical health. It is not necessary to become an athlete. And the physical plane will be projection, every problem found on the plane of existence. You should take the time to observe your physical body and your physical surroundings. But a lot of people just dress up and put makeup on. And then say, do I look big in this? You look big when it ain't on, when you don't have it on. You big regardless. Everything you put on, you look big. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Oh, when I was in high school, I used to be in shape. Well, you ain't in shape no more. To find out what you could resolve or make better. Every problem you will rectify in the physical plane with awareness, it will also be rectified in other planes. Malik, let me ask you a question. If you got with your woman, you was in great shape, and she like, ooh, my baby in shape, and then you just start letting yourself go eat McDonald's every day, don't cut your hair in your face, and you get big and fat and all that, you think she's still gonna be happy?
Nope.
Thank you. But let's play devil advocate. This what a woman say, and I ain't saying I'm just saying in general because I hear it a lot. You both to love me in sickness and health, but you ain't the same woman I married. You ain't even dedicated no more. You look like the Hamburglar. I ain't married a Hamburglar.
Yeah, a lot of sickness comes from what you do to yourself.
Thank you. And what you don't do anymore. That's like I tell men that work out. You got to get your woman to work out with you. Why the hell I'm working out every day and my woman sitting in the house watching Love and Hip Hop, watching Basketball Wives, and then as soon as she get done watching all that dumb stuff and that Tyler Perry retardo, fardo stuff, she come to you with that same stupid stuff that she watched off TV.
Right.
See, this real talk. They don't want to talk about it. Why you grinding? Why you studying? Why you ain't doing it with me? I told y'all, a lot of men and a lot of women, the houses be, it ain't the Bible, but it be unequally yoked. Why? Because the woman won't do what the man would do. But if the woman was all in the church, you would get your sorry self up and drag the church. You'll go buy one of them dumb Steve Harvey suits. You'll still have the tag on the suit of your jacket, all that stuff, and you'll be giving money. But when you doing something righteous, when you doing something, your woman is nowhere to be found. You can't even find her. Everything you doing is on your own. She don't know nothing about it. You doing everything alone. But Michael Jackson said, "You are not alone. I am here with you." And y'all know I'm telling the truth.
Hold me far away. I'm here with you.
You see what I'm saying, Malik? These is facts. And people don't want to talk about facts. Your lady in church, baby, we going to church. She buying all them an outfit every week to go to church, dressing up the kids. You dragging right along with her. The pastor ain't saying nothing. But then when you resurrect yourself and you come into class, you like, baby, come learn something. Let's learn some science. Come learn who we are. I don't want to hear that. Oh, this, that, and the other. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Accountability.
Thank you.
Accountability.
It ain't no love. That's why I tell a lot of men, once you get to your higher self, the Holy Spirit tell you to break up. This ain't me telling you. Why? Because it ain't the same no more. You can't even convince your woman to do nothing positive with you. You doing everything by yourself. You come to class by yourself. You working out by yourself. You come to the meet and greet by yourself. You supporting, giving donations by yourself. And then as soon as tax time come, what happened? She give all her money to Uncle Sam. And I'ma laugh at you and your wife. While you supporting, your wife should be supporting too. She should understand that, Malik. She should understand that we building something. You don't got to give your money to Uncle Sam. You support your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. But we lost because a man, a woman, they don't want to be taught in a household. And vice versa. It can be vice versa too. A woman that's into the science. I ain't just putting that on no woman. I'm not just putting that on a woman. I'm just giving examples. Right. You got to develop virtues in your heart and your mind and act with power and gentleness. Move and rectify your physical experience. And the spiritual worlds will open to you, revealing the powers and abilities for you to use. The first results will come quickly. Then you might even be tempted to use these new tools without virtue. And that might just let you manifest more lessons in life. Isn't it great to receive from life what you put into it? See, I ain't said nothing about no money. I said it's gonna come to you easy when you're doing everything else. So let me deal with a little bit of the Kabbalah. I'm gonna deal with a little signs and symbols, and we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna jump right into the Cannabis Christ. Because we on good time. The Kabbalah is the origin of the most occult sciences and magical systems. It has been used by all the magi's and wise men like myself and others for thousands of years. In the science, the human being is considered to be a universe in him or herself. First developed by the Jewish people, then followed by the Christian occultists. This profound concept of the working of the universe is applied to the microcosmos, the big universe, and the microcosmos. When I deal with money, I talk about microeconomics and macroeconomics. How I help kids that don't like finance. I said, I'm gonna show you the big money and the little money. The small universe of the human being. Although anyone's interpretation is personal to each his own path. Just like when I tell brothers that say, they be like, man, I used to get all this, I used to get all that. So I like to get fast money slow per se. Because something coming in consistently is better than nothing. I like that consistent flow. That's why I said, if I can't depend on you, I don't need nobody sporadic. That's just like a walk-in barber. Yes, that's great, but I'm supposed to have clients that I can depend on. You notice that we get a more authentic experience by respecting the original Hebrew text. In fact, brothers, the only way to get to the core of the Kabbalah is to ready the original Hebrew text like a Kabbalist would, with the understanding of the traditions. And an average Negro or more and person that's dealing with me is not going to understand the Sephiroth or nothing. Why? Because they don't know how to apply these tools. They don't have time. You hanging out too much. You going to the clubs too much. You spending money on needless things, and then you come to me and try to plea yourself to the court. Oh, Sheik, I don't got nothing. After you done made everybody rich. I know you don't have nothing. You don't even put a little nothing to aside with me. That's our problem. It's useful to start with the simple and mentally accessible tools that the Kabbalah provides. When I talk about the tree of life, it's a graphical representation of the complete system of the Kabbalah. I'm getting in science now. Keep your hat on. Loosen up your turban. I'm about to impact some wisdom into you. It represents the 10. Malik, you always make me laugh, man. Stop, man. But it represents the 10 planes of existence, linked together by what? The 22 types of energies that exist in the universe. Each of the 10 planes of existence is a spirit called what? The Sephiroth. That's what the Jews call it, the Sephiroths. And it contains all the experience and creative power of this specific plane. These 22 links between them took form in the shape of what? 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet gave birth to the 22 major cars of the Torah, to the astrological signs, to the name of the angels, and almost every occult science of the occulted has a link to the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is a very rich science that explains every aspect of human experience in an intellectual, understandable way. Beware, this is deep and mysterious, and it could lead you to break your mind if you are too much in hurry. Just like when one of the nobles that used to be with us, he wanted one of the books, Abramelin the Magi, volume 1 and 2 and 3, and then he tried to read that on his own and destroyed himself. Another brother that got psychomacy from me and talk about, I read that in a day, destroyed himself. Ego. I said, man, you're finna destroy yourself. You don't want to learn. People want to collect books from me. What book of that you saying, Sheik? What book of that you saying? And then think they can read them all, and you destroy yourself. It's like a self-inflicted gunshot. Boom, commit suicide. Because I'll give it to you. And I'll watch you hang, man. I'll watch you kill yourself. Because I know you don't have the aptitude. But they want everything and don't want to go through the lessons. I'll give you everything you want to kill yourself. Learning must be accompanied with prayer and meditation. The more you understand the principles of the Kabbalah, the more your practices will become efficient. It is not necessary to learn Hebrew in order to become a good occultist, but it will help you if you at least learn the basics of the language, like the Hebrew alphabet, like the Metanether alphabet. Everything that I talk about, I know the alphabet. How? So then that allowed me to decipher everything that a person is saying. It's very simple. Remember the pentagram from Eliseus Levi that wrote Transcending Your Magic. Remember that, Eliseus Levi that wrote Transcending Your Magic and wrote the Aquarian Gospels. Occult symbolic derived from the Kabbalah. Every detail has its own importance and adds to the efficiency of the talisman. The true power comes from understanding the meaning of the symbols that create the final design. You got to understand every symbol to create the final design, which Noble Brian going to show on the next page. It's an inscription of virtue and wisdom. It renders its full efficiency when the occultist has developed inside himself the virtues that the symbols represent. And although the traditional Jewish Kabbalists will not endorse this modern version of the pentagram, it has been an important part of the learning process for the new modern Kabbalah students. Go to the next page, let y'all see this picture. I show y'all things. I give y'all wisdom. And I teach the wisdom. I teach it. I teach this science. Not that one, Noble, on page 16. Going a little bit too fast. You got to go back to page 16 when you're looking at the so-called star or the so-called pentagram. I don't know if y'all have it. It's the pentagram. It's this structure right here. I don't know if y'all page has been cut out or something, but if not, I'll resend it to you. I don't know if y'all got the picture of the pentagram. Because that's what I wanted to show. With
yeah,
all
I'm not sure. I'm load up in the PDF, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's normally there. Okay.
But it's the signage, and the best way to learn the mysteries is to practice daily. So when I talk about the tree of life, the Kabbalah is based on a diagram. I'm on 17 now. It's based on the diagram, both marvelous and complex. It was first explained in a book called the Sefer Yitzra, and y'all got that. I sent that to y'all a long time ago when me and Mosa was having a conversation about all the Jewish texts. When I say if any European Jew that's around me that study the Jewish ancient texts, they're going to agree with everything I'm saying. And I sent that to y'all already. It's called the SEPHERYETZIRAH. Noble Malik, please put it in the text stream. If I can make sure y'all get it, y'all have it. And then I teach it for y'all because I'm a mapping guy. I just don't give you stuff. I don't just give y'all stuff. I break it down to this molecule. Then I build it back up. SEPHER, the Zephyr, Yetzirah. The Yitzra. The Zephyr Yitzra. It's called the Book of Formation. It's called the book. Yetzirah. AKA the book of. Yep. AKA the Book of Formation. Why it's called the Book of Formation is because everything comes together. The simplicity of it. The simplicity of it. So I don't want to stay too far in there because I'm walking through because I want to get to the next topic. But in each Zipporah, God takes a shape, one of his infinite manifestations. Each Zipporah has a universal sound, an envelope of itself. In each Zipporah, a manager resides to lead its operation. And this manager is called the Archangel. In each Zipporah also live concepts and spiritual beings. And lastly, each Zipporah takes on a physical shape, a body, a planetary shape. Therefore, each Zipporah has 5 distinct components. 1, God form. 2, soul. 3, regent, manager. 4, family of spiritual beings. And 5, the physical manifestation. And by learning about each aspect of these Zipporahs and the 22 links between them, we can invoke the spiritual energy of the universal mechanics to help us in our everyday lives, assist our development, and resolve some problems. From this theory came all forms of occult magic, divination, astrology, numerology, the tarot. The 22 major cards of the tarot are in fact 22 channels of the Kabbalah. I just want y'all to know that. Go to that next page 19 when you see that Kabbalah tree, what you were sharing, Noble Brian. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know what they're looking at. They don't even know. Yep. They don't even know those are chakras as well. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll show you how to activate all that. I showed y'all on the C. Freeman L chart, all that. So you remember how I'm gonna tell y'all how the European women Masons and our misnomer black Masons, they call themselves the Eastern Stars. Well, yeah. Well, the Eastern Stars, they under the DAR, which is Daughter of American Revolution. But the Eastern Stars, when you look at their symbology, and you will see they got the goat head, they got the devil with the horns up. But on our IDMR books, you see man standing up with arm, leg, arm, head. So go to the next page. Go to the pentagram, Noble Brian, if you got that on the next page.
It's on the next one.
All right, bam, right there. All right, now you see it's standing straight up. Look at it standing straight up. Take a look at that standing straight up. And then when I break this down, when you deal with those ladies of the Eastern Star, yeah, Malik, you gonna see that pentagram turn a little bit, and you gonna see the horns up top. And then when I do the symbology, they in their lower self, which is the devil, and they don't even know it.
That's upside down.
I'm telling you.
You got your crown chakra where your root chakra at.
Come on, Malik. Come on, Malik. But then they want to brag. They want to brag. I'm an Eastern Star. I'm an Eastern Star with that retardo fardo stuff. And they don't come about that. That's why I said we lost. When a God man come in the flesh that looks like you got to give all that man-made stuff up once you know and come to us. Or you just like being in pageantry. Watch the science. Watch the science in this. You can blow it up a little bit. Watch the science. I'm going to break it down. Watch the science. Listen to the wisdom. The pentagram is a 5 penta. A penta, point image, a gram. A pentagram made out of one continuous line. The pentagram is one continuous line. One continuous line. The pencil don't come off the paper. With 5 equal angles. 5 equal angles. Arm, leg, arm, head, Malik. See, they lost. It all calls upon the force of the 5th Sephiroth. That's the 5th Sephiroth. The Gubara or the Jabara. Geburah. The strength and the concept of movement and action. Therefore, it is used in rituals to initiate the action of the operation, to call for a movement of energy. When I tell people, you got to be okay with being initiated. We ain't took no oath to lie to nobody, but we initiated. I initiated y'all. How? Through the wisdom and through the understanding. The same way if you was a student in my class. The same way if you were taking martial arts. The same way if you on my basketball team. What are we talking about? The same way if you go to elementary to a master's degree to a doctoral. That's a form of initiation. How? Through wisdom and understanding. Smart guy.
Yeah, 72 degrees
Come on, Malik. It represents.
times 5 equals what?
Malik. It represents in your hand with 5 fingers. But most of all, it represents in your body with your 5 extremities. What's your 5 extremities, Malik? 2 legs, 2 arms, and what? Your head. That's Allah. That's arm, leg, arm, head. They lost due to a lack of knowledge because they refused to learn from their own brother. Man, off with their head, Malik. We about to show them. We about to show them.
The 720, the 720,
Yes, sir.
60, still on the 9. So is the 72 is still on the 9, right? And what are you born in? How many months? 9.
Come on, Malik.
9 to the 9. I just explained the 9 to the 9 to the 9. So what else? What?
The 9 to the 9 to the 9th power. A 9. You right.
And we came from the womb.
Yep.
From the womb to the tomb.
Yep. The pentagram with one pointing up and 2 pointing down is the symbol of the virtuous man. Let me say it again. The pentagram with 1 pointing up and 2 pointing down is the symbol of the virtuous man. Virtuous man. Using the symbol will encourage you to imitate the virtuous and expand your consciousness in your actions. Now, let's deal with this. The pentagram can also be reversed to symbolize the falling man. Show the next symbol. Show how it's turned sideways. That's what the Daughters of American Revolution. That's their symbol right there, Malik. If any of them ladies get on here, they're lying. Ain't no truth in you. And most of them are fraternities. That's why I said you a lie, ain't no truth in you. And the only people that's been lying to us is our own lying people that done took an oath to not tell you the truth. If they get on my page, I'll start talking even more. But they gonna tuck their tail in their pants when they dealing with me because I'm telling you facts. Your own people done this to you. The pentagram can also be reversed to symbolize the falling man or the decaying being. It has 2 pointing up, and the only 1 pointing down, and only 1 pointing down. Pull it up a little bit, Brian, so they can see with their whole eyes. Pull it up. It is mostly used by unconscious and uninformed misnomer black magi's and does not really promote expansion of consciousness. Who is it done by? The black Freemasons and the black women. Misnomer, who? The DAR, the Eastern Stars. That's their symbol. And if they get on here and say it ain't, I'll show you. And depending on the direction of the pentagram's energy flow, it is either summoning or banishing, inviting or pushing away. In the lower earth banishing pentagram ritual, we are starting from the earth point, the lower left, and doing a clockwise movement to the up point, then the lower right, the left point, then the right point, and finishing at the beginning, at the lower left. This is somewhat a clockwise movement, and it banishes. It starts at the earth point, so it banishes the lower dense energies. The demons and the ghosts are usually afraid of this banishing pentagram. I told y'all when I speak, I say we ghostbusters. We ain't afraid of no ghosts. That negative energy can't even come in our cipher, Malik. Why? Because I already done put the voodoo on it.
And it's also the 360 and the 720 degrees of spiritual and material wisdom. Because you got to go in a circle to find your balance, right?
Yes, sir.
The wheels on a bus go round and round.
Yes, sir.
You know where to stop and get your balance. Because you can be turned upside down and not even know it. So, like, when you either in the water or you in a plane, because as above, so below. So when you in the water, right, sometimes you can go so deep, you get turned around, you don't know which way is up. And then the only way you can is if you have to blow bubbles. The bubbles will allow you to go to the right direction. Then when you're in the sky, you can be flipped upside down, don't know which way is up or down. Same.
Teach, Noble. Teach, Noble. Teach my Moorish Mufti, adapt. Teach. And when we do the rituals, you will be asked to draw a pentagram in midair. See, I told you, I don't need no lucky rabbit split. I don't need none of that stuff. Your fingers, your stick, I can get a stick. It's you anointing that. It ain't nothing but a doohickey without the power that Malik possessed. I tell you to draw a pentagram with your finger in the air. With your finger.
That's called transfer of energy.
Yes, sir, Malik. Come on, brother.
Transfer of energy, that's called.
Some importance will be given to the elements associated with each point. When you go to the next page, that figure, that straight up pentagram. This is my last demonstration. I'm going to the next teaching. The following figure shows the position of each element on the rectified pentagram. you can understand that the reverse pentagram has the spirit below. The four elements, meaning the human animal is stronger and the spiritual being. So look at this. You got spirit, water, fire, earth, air. And when you invoke the pentagram in your rituals, you must see it clearly in your mind and put some energy in believing it is really there. The pentagram has to vibrate in the spiritual planes with your willpower and with the determination, visualization. It also must vibrate with the energy of its purpose, with the goal of your ritual. When used in a ritual, it is not only a physical drawing, but an astral tool to create energy, movement. That's why you got to be careful when you do these things. Learn the basis with the lesser earth banishing pentagram ritual. Further in the ritual section of this science, the more you understand the meanings of the Kabbalistic words in these rituals, the more powerful will the effects be. The more virtuous you become, the more efficient and quick these rituals will work. Develop yourself with study, virtue, and faith. I'll give you an analogy. When everybody look at the Baphomet and they say, ooh, that's the devil. Clearly, you don't have no wisdom, because I already done taught y'all the Gnostic wisdom. I already taught y'all how to read Kabbalistically. And the Baphomet is spelled Kabbalistically. I broke that down. Temp holds as Abba. The Temple of David and Man. Universal wisdom. I broke that down in my Gnostic wisdom. The Baphomet is written Kabbalistically. Cold Volta, same thing on the C. Friedman L chart when you got one hand up and one hand down. I give y'all science. That's why our people are afraid of ghosts. That's why our people are afraid of ghosts. So I'm going to stop right there with that 7 seals. I challenge y'all, if y'all want the wisdom, you give donations. If not, you're going to be stuck where you are. And then we go over these in our private lessons. This is the stuff I go over in my private lessons, because we can get ready to start getting back to our private lessons, brothers, to where I go through everything. I go through everything. I do this every year. Every year I go through this whole circle. We getting ready to do it again soon as the season change. We're going to have our private teachings where a lot of stuff I go over is not going to be on Instagram. We got about what is this? August, September, or we got one more month. And then a certain day, it's going to, I hope Nobles pick the day that we take an hour where I can sit down with y'all privately on our StreamYard and go over the third heaven. I'm going to take y'all to a whole nother part of wisdom that I ain't even share yet, because y'all ready now. So let's deal with this Cannabis Christ matrix, and then we out of here. Noble Brian, can you put that on here? We got a little bit more time. About to blow their mind real quick. Oh yeah, as Noble Lamarck say. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's why I tell y'all got the science. You got the science. It's there. That's why I be laughing. That's why I don't just know sciences, especially for my Rastafarian brothers. I teach everything. I show y'all this cannabis matrix. I don't know if Brian got to, I know he's getting it prepared. He gonna show the symbology. Even when I show people in the King James Version, Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. I'm waiting for my noble to get it put. Yep.
Matthew 11, chapter 11, verse 29.
Yep.
Matthew chapter.
I got it. You know I always got it. But it says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. As noble Brian is finding out, so he can put that pictorial of the Cannabis Christ. But y'all got it. I'm gonna get to the good part. When I talk about the Shishat, the S-E-S-H-A-T, the S-E-S-H-A-T, that's in the hieroglyphics. That's in the hieroglyphics. Remember Revelation 1:1, the revelation of Yahshua the Messiah, which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant. Our Gnostic relationship as the Rastafari. The Rastafari. The Rastafari. You know? To this brother, apply name, Ionis, is by the grace of Yah. Yeah, they say Jah, but it never with a J in the Hebrew dialect. I'm going to get to the good stuff because I don't want to stay too long. I'm on page 10. I'm just showing stuff. When I tell people I don't diss no laws and the prophet, when I do with my Ethiopian brothers, and they love Haile Selassie, and I love Haile Selassie too, the Kibra Negas. And when you see an early painting of Jesus, Emmanuel, the Son of the Almighty, you can see the picture right next to Haile Selassie, and they look similar. They look alike. Just like I show you a picture of one of the ancients, and I show you Elijah Muhammad, and they look alike. This on page 10, Noble Brian. Oh, we teaching.
Computer move.
Oh, okay. You see the early painting of Jesus, Emmanuel. And then you see the picture of Haile Selassie, and he looked the same. One of the St. Catherine's monastery, the oldest, best preserved, and most well-known work is painted icon of Jesus, Yahshua, called in Greek, the Pantocrator, or the Pantocrator, meaning all sovereign or ruler of all. The painting would remain virtually unknown until fairly recent, when allegedly discovered and examined by archaeologist George Satiriou in 1930. It is widely believed that it is upon the Pantocrator image that nearly all existing Christ images are based. The icon is over 1,500 years old. St. Catherine is located deep in Egypt's Sinai Desert, built in 330 AD from the book In His Image by St. Paisios. I got that book too. I told y'all, man, I'm going to introduce y'all to everything. I'm going to give y'all everything. Make sure you write that in the text string too, Malik. It's a book called,
Which one is it?
it's a book called In His Image. It's a book called In His Image.
And
Yep. In His Image.
oh, in His image.
Yep. In His Image. And it's by S.T.Paco. If I can make sure y'all get all these ancient books that they talk about. Just like I sent y'all all the books, I think last week, that the Quran is put together
Oh, I
with.
see it right here. It's the bottom right here on the thing.
And so it's taken from Saint Paco's in his
Paco.
image. Yep. And so now as we go to the next page 11, because I'm going to jump around, this is the table of contents. A deeper look at the role of Christ's sacrifice. The black lord of karma. Cannabis, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The Masonic allegory behind the cannabis matrix. Go to page 12. I'm going to jump around because I'm going to get it because I want y'all to see this. And you got to have the science because I'm going to teach this. I'm just giving an introduction. You see that. That's the pentagram. You see the Father up top, the body at the bottom, the Son on one side, the Holy Spirit. And then the other one, you got the mind, the spirit, the body. Put it together. What do you have? Union of the spirits. Union of the spirits. That's the Ethiopian faith called the Twahedo. Yes, that's what Twahedo faith, when I did with my Ethiopian brothers, that's the Twahedo, the union of God and man and the Messiah. Oh yeah.
Angles are equal on the outside once you unite.
Yes. I'm not going to stay too far in it. I'm going to go to some different pages because I want to make emphasis on a couple things. Noble Brian, go to page 35, and it's going to take you to the cannabis, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Because I'm going to jump around, and then we out of here. On page 35, you got the cannabis, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A lot of this stuff is written in Ethiopian or Abyssinian language, so I'm not even going to jump in that. But you looking at this symbology. I'm going to deal with page 40. Watch this. I'm going to give y'all the tree of knowledge of good and evil as an allegory for cannabis. Watch this. Cannabis is the plant that God warned humans not to eat from in the Garden of Eden. Genesis 2:16 and 17. And the Lord God commanded them. And Lord God commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat of it, you will surely die, but not a physical death. Stay with what I'm saying. Why is this analogy? Why was cannabis the tree of knowledge of good and evil and not the tree of life, for example? Well, God himself declares after the fall in Genesis 3:22, the man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever. The previous understanding implies immediate that whatever it was Adam and Eve ate from was not the tree of life, for it was man would be and become by the words of God himself, above, immortal, and live forever. Read your Bible. After eating from the plant, not only man did not become immortal, he instead started dying, according to Genesis chapter 3, verse 19, until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. For all that going to heaven and all that, when I die, I'm going to go to heaven and meet my grandma. Shut your stupid self up. Excuse my candor.
That's the brain.
You going right back to dust. When I die, I'm finna go see my. You ain't finna go see nobody. That's goofy. That's mythology. And that's what a lot of people understand. I'm finna go to heaven and see Big Mama. I know Big Mama in heaven smiling on us. Man, shut up. Big Mama in you.
That's it.
Since there were only two important plants in the garden, remember? The tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. And cannabis is one of the natural important plants. Cannabis must have been the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's a metaphor. Is that to those who are unaware of the more spiritual truth behind the enlightenment, and to those bound by the material worldly system, cannabis is a dangerous plant because it causes mind altering, which force the consumer to question the deep nature of things via deep insights, including law, order, and the very foundations of the system itself. And when people question such things, usually anarchy occurs, and the later is far the desirable. While the connection is somewhat obvious, several people, including Christians who study the Bible, usually do not acknowledge it. And this probably stems from the fact that most people interpret literally God's warning as an explicit prohibition. The warning is the ancient Hebrews' effort to screen the unworthy ones from the profound insight that cannabis provides. Cannabis qualifies as a tree of knowledge of good and evil, and consuming it qualifies a holy communion, precisely because it's inherently tied to the two key notions which are related to its consumption. One, choice, with regard to wanting to experience the truth, and revelation of the truth. These two nations will be analyzed further in this wisdom. If it was so bad, why is legal? Cannabis and choice with regard to union with the universal mind. Stay in the context, stay in the science. I'm getting ready to get deep. Unloosen your turban, straighten up your fez. Cannabis allows an individual's mind to get a glimpse of the universal mind. In this sense, consumption of cannabis carries with the inherited notion of a major choice. Exactly like what? In the Matrix allegory. In a sense, people who have chosen to consume cannabis have exercised their what? Their freedom of choice by making this choice in order to experience the truth, similar to how Neo chose the red pill. He had a choice. Not saying it's good or bad, but he had a choice. And Neo chose the red pill. So for them, it's pretty much over. Like in the Matrix, we are here to understand why we made this choice. Why? While intoxicated, several notions which are otherwise inert or difficult to understand become highly clarified. Just like when I talk about the DMT, the spirit molecule. I got the book where a lot of Europeans and people, they take holistic drugs to unlock their kundalini, but we don't need that. I show you how that DMT is in your hippocampus. I unlock all that. I don't say nothing wrong with marijuana, but the marijuana that y'all getting from the dispensary, that ain't poo. You ain't growing it. You ain't growing. You don't know what you getting from the dispensary. You say, oh, I ain't eating fruit from the stores, because they spray it with pesticide. Well, your marijuana that you buy from the dispensary is sprayed with pesticide. Smart guy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You ain't no grower. You ain't no provider. Once again, we going to the government. The government your daddy. So in fact, the clarification of such notions is so intense that one would tend to classify cannabis as a revelatory and sacred plant, mainly because of its ability to expand the horizon of the mind. And the effects of intoxication are reported to be subjective. Remember, you got subjective and objective. You have to know what subjective and objective mean. When I teach, you must know the etymology and the etymon, or the root of words, before you can even have a conversation and discussion with me. Because what you look at as some base value, that's not the meaning and the etymology of the word and the root of the word. When people talk about English is the white man language, you a fool again. That's Sanskrit language. Once again, you lost due to a lack of knowledge. Once again, everything is an add-on to some old. But whatever the case may be, cannabis seems to cause the mind to expand until it reaches the God system. This subjective feeling of reaching God can be found exactly in the serpent's quote in passage in Genesis 3 and 4. You will not surely die. The serpent said to the woman, remember, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Knowing good and evil. Read your Bible. Under the intoxication, the ego, or should we call it the seat of the consciousness, brothers and sisters, wants to experience what it's like to be God. This is, of course, a highly dangerous event, resembling a runaway train. The self, while intoxicated, gets drunk with the idea of Godhead and wants to linger in it as long as possible. So then you start abusing things. Knowing good and evil to a certain extent becomes the true under the influence of cannabis. Plainly put, the free associations which take place in one's mind while intoxicated, Malik, bear extreme resemblance to the suddenly having a deep revelatory experience about the truth. It is exactly this truth which is spoken of in John chapter 8, verse 32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. See? See? Oh yeah, it's there. See, what Christians call the Holy Sacrament, Malik, the Eucharist, is but a remote memory remnant of the rite that the very first enlightened ones remembered. This is related to the memory problem, analyzed in other teachings. Unfortunately, brothers and sisters, because of this memory problem and because of other obvious reasons, the Holy Sacrament has degenerated into an entirely different practice, having nothing whatsoever to do with the true meaning of what a Holy Sacrament was. Oh yeah, we teach it. Oh, we in the esoteric teachings now.
That's a fluoride in your, what you call it?
Yes, sir. Come on, Malik, watch this. It's only natural that modern churches have distanced themselves from cannabis, since the awareness cannabis provides eventually gives one insight, which goes contrary to established laws, religion, and state otherwise. Cannabis causes the mind to be associated with a peaceful sensation of belonging to the entire universe. I ain't talking about nothing you buy from the dispensary. With obvious insight into the hows and whys things work in our world. This naturally opposes the purpose of the rich and powerful. I'm telling y'all. Therefore, most churches and most Christians today have lost the true meaning of the communion and have substituted it for wine and a damn cracker. As a result, it appears no official church holds the actual true teachings of Christianity no more. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a literal interpretation of Genesis. The Christ, the serpent, is the cannabis experience. As an idea, the experience itself manifests initially as the serpent of wisdom. Exactly as the one character manifests initially in the Matrix scenario, according to Morpheus, who when the Matrix was first made, had the ability to do what? To change the Matrix. How? At will. Again, according to Morpheus, he was the one who freed the first one of us in the Gnostic dogma. I'm freeing y'all. The one who freed us from the bonds of God was the serpent of wisdom. Remember, it's interesting in the following diagram. When y'all see this diagram that the church folks not going to show y'all of the names of God. Come on, Malik. From the Athenius, Curtius, Oppius, Agpius in 1652 to 54. The names are all appended to what looks like a huge plant. Look at it. All that is attached to what looks like a huge plant. In other words, Jesus, Yahshua himself, in John 14 and 6, Jesus answered. What did he say? I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Literally, no one can attain perfect understanding about the system unless one experiences what? The cannabis matrix. I ain't telling you to go smoke no weed. I'm breaking down this science. I'm talking to one that understands this wisdom. And in the terms of the Bible, John 6 and 46, no one has seen the Father except the one who is from God. Only he has seen the Father. And literally, no one knows perfectly or can describe accurately the Father system except the cannabis experience itself. Only the cannabis experience itself sees the Father. Say what, Malik?
The only place to meet Allah is where?
In the heart. See, Malik don't have to smoke. Because why? We don't went through the ritual. Malik understand what I'm saying. He understand that, but we don't need no foreign object. Why? Because it's in us. It's in us. And if you do the leaf, you don't do the leaf just to be smoking and be high all day, which is what these Negroes do. Christ, which allows man to come close to God. But so is cannabis. Remember, Christ then is literally translated as the IS, the cannabis experience. The cannabis experience is the HE, the SHE. It is who has an overall view of things, metaphysically or spiritually. It's exactly this overall view of things, which is the root of the Greek word theos, Malik. That's the root of the Greek word theos, theosophy, literally the overseer. It is also interesting that it's slap parallels the os, the theos, the theos literally reads like the operating system. See, modern churches, for example, consider the Christ to be one of the faces of God, according to John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You see? I mean, I can teach this all day, but I want to jump because I'm about to finish. I want to get y'all to this one little part. I'm going to show y'all. Go to page 57. Go to page 57, and then we getting ready. I'm going to go a little bit, and we out of here. We're going to be done before 2 hours. We're going to be done about, I say, the 1:45 mark. So watch when my noble get page 57, and I'm going to show you how to use your tools. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing. I talk about mathematical equation. Any mathematical function that requires study must always be mapped relative to the origin of the axis. Any fundamental operation that requires practical manifestation in our universe requires first a reference to the mathematical coordinate system that mathematicians like myself uses in order for its purpose to become clear. It is no coincidence that Christians have chosen the cross as the symbol, because the cross represents exactly that which is the origin of all things, the source of all subsequent calculations, the mathematical coordinate systems, the four directions, north, south, east, and west, the four elements of the ancient Greeks, air, water, earth, fire, the four creatures sitting near the throne of God in Ezekiel 1:15. Remember, as I looked at the living creatures, I saw a wheel, like Malik was saying, on the ground beside each creature with its four faces. This was the appearance and structure of the wheels. They sparkle like crystal light. That's when I talk about your astrological signs. You see, your astrological signs is all symbolized by animals, just like in Egyptian. They all symbolized by animals. Why? Because animals are not going to go out their natural state. Stay what I'm saying. Just like when you talk about the baboon. If you ever notice in the Egyptian hieroglyphs, I'll teach that later, when you see the baboon and his hands are up in the air like that, because when the light comes out, the baboon hands will go up to praising the sun. The S-O-N, the S-U-N. I'll teach that at a whole nother day. I know what I'm talking about. They sparkle like crystal light, and all four looked alike. Each appeared to be made like a wheel, intersecting a wheel. And in Revelation 5:6, then I saw a lamb, looking as if it had been slain, standing in the center of the throne, circled by the four living creatures and the elders. Encircle, Malik, encircle. You heard me?
Yep, encircle.
Yes, sir. Christianity identifies the four creatures with the four gospels of the New Testament: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I told you everything inside that the Christian that's not that don't understand the analogy and the parable and the symbology, they're going to take everything inside and make it outside, which is no power. They are the four narratives of the ministry of the cannabis experience made flesh. The four narratives. Yes. The four narratives trying to describe the indescribable, the Alpha and the Omega, in terms a layman can understand. Remember, cannabis as the body of Yahshua is a singularity in the physical sense because it is a dual. On the one hand, it is a plain earthly plant, and on the other, it's the verbum, the verbum, aka the word of God under intoxication. So I want to skip on because I want to show y'all this symbology so we can get out of here. I want to show y'all some symbology because you got to be a student to get this wisdom, for your life can change. I want to show y'all some pictorials. Let me get to the pictorial. Let me find my pictorial for my noble can show this. Because it'll take me all day teaching this. It'll take me all day. But y'all muftis, I recommend y'all to study and get familiar with it for y'all to ask me questions. Okay, on page 133. On page 133, you see the messianic allegory behind the Matrix trilogy. I'm going to break this down. The Matrix trilogy scenario is society's modern version of the classic messianic scenario. Several similarities come to mind. Remember, Neo is the equivalent of a more modern Jesus, a technological guru. He starts from being a sheep. A sheep means ignorant. We're on page 113. And ends up saving Zion from the terror of the machines. Remember? At the cost of his life. In that respect, the notion of sacrifice is evident, as it was with the sacrifice of Jesus, aka Yahshua per se. The enlightenment of Neo happens with the help of initially Trinity, a possible modern version of what? Mary Magdalene, who spots him and falls in love with him, seeing him from a different place, and of Morpheus, a more modern version of John the Baptist, an obscure preacher who knows the truth behind the scene. Neo is what? The chosen one, in exactly the same way Yahshua was the chosen one. Initially by Morpheus, John the Baptist, who believes in him, but ultimately by the grand architect, God the Father, who in a sense represents the power of the absolute control over the material universe. So, brothers and sisters, in the course of the Matrix sequels, it is revealed that there were other saviors as well prior to Neo. Buddhism teaches that Buddha reincarnates and often reappears as an enlightened person in the different times. Generally, Buddhists do not consider the Sariputta, the Gautama, for example, to have been the only Buddha. The Pali Canon refers to Gautama Buddha at least once as the 28th Buddha, and during his travel to figure out what he is supposed to do. In the first Matrix sequel, Neo meets the architect, the principal designer of the Matrix. He literally comes close to the place where the architect sits, aka is the throne of God in heaven. Stay with me and receive instructions on what he must do in order to save Zion. Receive a kingdom from the hand of God. Read John chapter 6, verse 46. No one has seen the Father except the one who is from God. Only he has seen the Father. Then he explains to Morpheus and Trinity that the prophecy is false, brings it to the saints on earth, and proceeds with his Masonic plan, trying to figure out how to stop the war and salvage the sheep of Zion. Remember, Neo travels to the surface of the earth, an inherently dangerous place like hell, using a spaceship named Logos equals the word, a name reserved for Jesus in the Greek Koine version. So I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to get too deep in it. Y'all got the science. Y'all know it.
Yes, man.
Y'all know it. Y'all got to understand that Morpheus entered is exactly 314 seconds. When you do pi equals 3.14, it's a mathematics. It's often considered to be the signature of God. You see? So I'll leave y'all with this, the cannabis herd. And when you look at the tree of life, you see the Shashat. You see the Shashat. The name S-A-S-H-E-T. Shashat or Shashat means the female scribe. The Shes meaning the scribe. She was an architect, building by the measurement of sacred geometry. You see on top of her head the marijuana leaf. You see on top of the head the marijuana leaf on a hieroglyph. Look at it. So I want to stop right there. And I challenge my brothers and sisters. That's why here at the BBT, we study to show ourselves approved. A workman is due is higher. So I like to say gratitude to all my muftis. Gratitude to everyone that took the time out their day. Stop worrying about people. Stop, let go all negative understanding and deal with the people that love you and let the rest go and watch your life will operate at a rapid pace. Any questions? Anything anybody want to add?
I just say gratitude for the synchronicity.
Gratitude to you, Noble, for being a divine minister and learning and letting your light shine as a beacon of the BPT and an elder. I give you much, much gratitude and honors. I give my Noble Brian much gratitude and honors. Moso, Dantes, Alonzo in his absence, Brian in his absence, my empress, everybody else empress. We have to bring our family to one. And if we this in a household, our empresses got to be that. And just like I said, if it was this simple, if it went down to this and saying that, hey man, you got to save yourself and your family, and our wives don't know nothing we talking about, that's messed up. That's messed up. So they're gonna get caught up in the matrix. While you free yourself, because they supposed to save themselves as well. We supposed to be
free your mind and what?
Your bloopy bloop will follow.
The rest will follow. Be colorblind or don't be so shallow.
So like I said, I got both of the documents. I share things. If brothers and sisters want this wisdom, all I ask for is a $40 donation to our temple and school. Cash App $KG Bay. I'll make sure one of my muftis send you both documents. And remember, when you're dealing with us, everything is a tax exempt. At the end of the year, I give you tax exempt receipts for all your donations for everything. That's how we work. So if don't nobody have no more questions, if don't nobody have anything, we're going to do our Moorish American prayer. And then do any one of my muftis, y'all had a benediction? Y'all have our Talisman benediction? Anybody?
Not all.
Say what? Anybody?
I don't have it on my hand. It's in my memory stick.
Do any one of my muftis have it?
Books.
If not, I'll grab it. Somebody saying something?
Brian said
I'll get it.
My brother always own it. That's why I say, man, one thing I like about our cipher, somebody got it. That's how we work. That's how we work, man. We extend the olive branch, and we extending our olive branch out right now. So let's do our Moorish American prayer, followed by our benediction, and then Noble Brian, please send us out with that beautiful outro and anything that you got to share with our companies and everything, and anything that you want to share. Take us out of here, brother.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night, by day. His holy prophet, through Ali.
Islam, amen. Peace, peace, peace. May the benefit of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou shouldst strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thine brother, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breath of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let the truth be the shield in the manifest battle of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the locks to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, the key to salvation already rests within thy own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there is still a great part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, in thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Al-Haq. I forget how.
Ya Haq, Ya Muhammad, El Rahman, El Rahim, Ya Haq, Ya Muhammad. Islam.
Well, y'all see y'all work out tomorrow.
Hey, take us out with that dope. Take us out with that outro, Noble Brian.
Islam.
Share our companies and then your outro.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with the Z, where reading funds the mental. Also brought to you by My Santees, the T of T, Divinely Prepared. Musical styling by BH Bay Music. Also brought to you by MorrisHaberdasher.com for all of your everyday items and religious regalia. And don't forget to go by BuyThatBooks.com where treasures abound. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest speaking, man leading me. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dream. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between, baby. You can ask the sun, it's an everyday scheme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not around the beat.
Gratitude. Peace, peace, peace. Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, tribe.